6 in the morning. A moat outside Paris. 12 soldiers load. The woman in front of them is 41. She is not tied. She refuses the blindfold. She blows the soldiers a kiss. The court said she killed 50,000 men. Not one of them is named in the file. Tonight, the woman who invented herself and the men who used it to kill her.
Tonight, Mata Hari. A hat seller's daughter from a small Dutch town. She told Paris she was a temple dancer from the East. None of that was true, and Paris paid her anyway. 12 years later, France shot her for spying, on evidence that would not convict anyone today. This is what the file actually says.
Paris, 1905. The richest city in Europe. It has money, and it is looking for something new. For 20 years Paris has been mad about India, China, and Java. Almost nobody in Paris has been to any of them.
So anything could be true, as long as it looked right.
Then a Dutch woman arrives. No money. No title. One very good idea. Her real name is Margaretha Zeller. Born 1876, in a small Dutch town. Her father sells hats. He does well, then he loses everything. At 18, she answers an advert in a newspaper. An officer home from the colonies is looking for a wife.
That was a normal way to get married?
It was normal. It was also how a girl got sold. His name is Rudolph MacLeod. He is 39, a captain in the Dutch colonial army. They marry 4 months later. He takes her to Java. She is 19. She knows nobody there. He drinks. He keeps other women in the house and does not hide it. He beats her. They have 2 children. In 1899 both are poisoned. The daughter lives. The 2-year-old son does not. Who poisoned them? The sources disagree. Some say a servant, taking revenge. Some say mercury, given to the family by a doctor. The record only says the boy died. She leaves. He keeps the daughter. She never sees her again. Paris, 1903. She is 27. She is alone. She cannot do anything the city will pay for. She rides horses in a circus. She models. Then she stops telling people the truth about herself. She starts making it up instead. Then a rich collector notices her. Émile Guimet spent an industrial fortune on Asian art and turned his Paris house into a museum. He offers her his museum as a stage. He lends her real costumes. And he gives her a past to go with them. She is no longer a Dutch officer's wife, she is a temple dancer from Java, raised by priests. He even gives her a new name. The name is Malay. Mata Hari is the everyday word for the sun. Word for word, it means eye of the day.
And how much of that was true?
None of it. She had never danced in a temple. She was born in a small Dutch town, 5,000 miles from Java. The 13th of March, 1905. The museum library is full. About 300 people, and the German and Japanese ambassadors are among them. She dances. She takes off the veils one at a time. At the last one, she stops. A journalist writes that she moves like a cat, and that this is how they dance in the temples of the East. He has been to the museum. He has never been to Java. Within 2 years she is the best paid dancer in Europe, and every large theatre wants her. The dancing pays for 7 years. Then other women copy the act. She turns 30. The bookings dry up. So she does what women in her position did. Rich men pay for her. And we know who they were. Their names are written down.
Names?
Félix Xavier Rousseau, a married banker in Paris. For years he is the one who pays. He buys her a house at Neuilly, and nearly ruins himself doing it. So this is her life at the top. A house with horses. A maid. Small dogs. She gets up late. She answers letters in bed. And she always spends more than she is given. And in Berlin, Alfred Kiepert, a rich Prussian cavalry officer. He rents her an apartment on a smart street off the Kurfürstendamm and keeps her there.
How long did that last?
Until his family made him stop. This is what she was worth to him. To get rid of her, he paid her 300,000 marks.
That is a house. That is several houses.
It is. And she went through it.
So, and I am asking what everybody watching is asking, what exactly was he paying for?
Nobody writes that down at the time. 2 years later, a French official makes her say it out loud. It takes him 5 months. A clerk writes down every word. We will get to him. Then the war starts, in the summer of 1914. Sleeping with officers made her rich. Now it makes her a suspect. She is Dutch, and the Netherlands stays out of the war. So Dutch passports still work. Hers crosses borders nobody else can cross. Every spy service in Europe notices.
Tonight, Mata Hari. A hat seller's daughter from a small Dutch town. She told Paris she was a temple dancer from the East. None of that was true, and Paris paid her any.
In 1916 she falls in love. His name is Vadim Maslov. He is a Russian captain. He is 23. She is 40. He is wounded at the front and loses the sight in one eye. He is sent to a spa town called Vittel, inside the army's own zone. To visit him she needs a pass. Only French intelligence can give her one. The man who signs it is Captain Georges Leeuwarden. He catches other countries' spies for a living. He gives her the pass. He also gives her a job.
And what exactly did they want her to do?
Before the war, she danced for the German crown prince. More than once. Leeuwarden knew that. So the job was simple. Go back to him. Get close to him. Tell us what he says.
They asked her to sleep with the Kaiser's son.
That was the plan. Did she ever get near him again? The record does not say. Now a guess, and I will say so plainly. Leeuwarden did not need a spy. He needed a spy to catch. She was famous, she was foreign, and she could not say no to money.
She said yes?
Then £1,000,000. The sources disagree about who said it first. Some say she asked. Some say the French offered. Either way, it was enough to stop working and marry him. The pass works. She reaches Vittel and sees him. Then the job goes wrong. The British take her off her ship and question her. By the time they let her go, she is stuck in Madrid. In Madrid, she does the only thing she is good at. She finds the top German officer in the city, Major Arnold Carlu. She gets him talking. In January 1917, Carlu radios Berlin about H21, Germany's code number for one of its own spies. The details match her exactly. The French read every word. They were meant to. France had broken that code months before, and Germany knew it. Another guess. Those messages were not for Berlin. They were for the French. Germany handing Paris a name, to be rid of an agent who had never been any use. On the 13th of February 1917, they arrest her in her hotel room on the Champs-Élysées. The man who questions her is Pierre Bouchardon. He has her for 5 months. He does not ask about troops or plans. He asks about the men. Every man. Name, city, year, and what she was paid. She answers. A clerk writes it all down by hand. Most of the file is this. A woman of 40, listing the men she slept with. Over and over. To the man who will decide whether she lives.
I have to admit something. When you said the file was opened, that is the part one wanted to read.
Of course you did. Everybody does. And that is how it worked. He never proved she passed a single secret. He did not have to. He only had to make people want to hear about her men, the way you just did. He writes his conclusion before the trial starts. She has no scruples. She is used to using men. She is the sort of woman who is born to be a spy.
That is not evidence. That is just a description of her job.
It was enough. The trial lasts 2 days. Most of the file is closed to her own lawyer. She admits one thing. She took 20,000 francs from a German official. He had been her lover. She says the money paid for furs and jewels the Germans had taken from her. The prosecutor says it was her pay for spying. You can argue either way. Neither one is 50,000 dead men. Her lawyer calls one witness who matters. Vadim Maslov. The whole reason she took the job. He does not come. He sends a message instead. He does not care what happens to her.
She did all of this to get a pass to his hospital bed.
She did. The verdict takes 45 minutes. The 15th of October, 1917. They wake her at 5. She dresses slowly and carefully. Every account agrees on one detail. She chose her own clothes. A dark coat. A hat. Gloves. She is driven to the moat at Vincennes. She refuses the post. She refuses the blindfold. 12 men fire. Then an officer walks over and shoots her once more with his pistol, because the rules say he has to. Nobody comes for the body. Her daughter is not told in time. In France, a body nobody claims goes to a medical school. Hers does. Her head is preserved and kept in a medical museum in Paris. In 2000 the museum goes to look at it. It is gone. It had probably been gone since the 50s. She is not the only woman that war wrote down. 4 more. Look at what each one got. A British nurse in Brussels. She hid more than 200 Allied soldiers and got them out. At her trial she admitted all of it. Shot in 1915. She became a saint. A Manchu princess raised in Japan. She wore a man's uniform and worked for the Japanese army in China. Shot as a traitor in 1948. The papers wrote more about her clothes than the charges. The daughter of an Indian musician, raised in Paris. The first woman sent into occupied France to work a secret radio. Caught, held 10 months, killed at Dachau in 1944. For 70 years nobody knew her name. The most famous dancer in Paris after Mata Hari and a real spy. She carried secrets written in invisible ink on her sheet music. France gave her the Légion d'honneur, and in 2021 a place in the Pantheon. The world still pictures the costume.
One admitted it and got a statue. One did it and got nothing. One never proved anything and got the firing squad.
You have met her already, even if you never heard the trial. Greta Garbo played her in 1931, and that film invents almost everything. And her stage name turned into an ordinary word. In several languages, a Mata Hari means a beautiful woman who gets secrets out of men.
So the invention outlived the woman.
By a century. In 2017, 100 years after the execution, the French army unsealed the file. 1,275 pages. The historians who have read it still disagree. But most now agree on this much: she took German money, and there is no proof she gave Germany anything for it. One more thing is in the record. 4 days after she was shot, Georges Lardoux was arrested, the man who hired her and then accused her, suspected of working for Germany himself. There is a list in that file of the men she slept with. There is no list of anything she ever told them. One last guess. She thought she was selling the same thing she always sold: attention. To anyone who would pay. She did not think she was selling secrets. She did not have any. She lied about where she came from. She never lied about what she was selling. The men who bought it wrote the history, then they shot her.
Next time on Femme Fatale Histories. A queen in the desert who took half of Rome's east. She rode with her own army, put her own face on the coins, and took Egypt while Rome was busy elsewhere. Rome came for her in the end. And what Rome did with her afterwards is stranger than killing her would have been. Zenobia of Palmyra, next time.